from a young age, I was always very concerned with the state of the world. One of my fondest memories is spending a lot of time at the National Zoo in DC at the endangered species exhibits. And the zoo was really good about educating us on exactly why these animals were endangered. And I remember starting to think, okay, well, why are we destroying these animals' habitats? Why are we acidifying the ocean? One night I was leaving the library, having been ferociously writing a paper, and I actually saw a poster for Green Corps that featured a poison dart frog, my favorite endangered species. And that caught my attention right away. So I went to the interviews and I realized that, wow, this is actually a program that's going to teach me how to make a career out of doing social change. So on my first campaign, I went to Eugene, Oregon, to organize around a fisheries issue. And by organizing the community there, basically by the end of the time there, I had Eugene wired. We had pretty much every group in the area signed on to our campaign. We had the mayor signed on to the campaign. We had volunteers at the farmers market every weekend. We doubled our petition goal. And in the end, the congressman that we were targeting called a hearing in Congress on an issue that no one was talking about, which was that corporations were quickly depleting our ocean fisheries, and that actually the current policy in the government was enabling them to do that. The most valuable things that I learned in Green Corps were really how to run a campaign from A to Z. I learned how to work with the media to get a message out there. I learned how to organize and develop leaders on the ground to build power for an issue. I learned how to work with coalitions and how to get other groups to work on our campaigns, how to collaborate and really make things happen on a larger scale. I think one of the most important things was that I learned how to think strategically about these campaigns. So how not just to throw my energy around at random projects, but to really focus in on a strategy that's going to move our decision maker to do the right thing. And then break that down into, okay, what are the best tactics to focus on from here? And these are skills that I use every day in my job. I wouldn't be able to do what I do now without what I learned in Green Corps. Now I'm the democracy advocate at the U.S. Public Interest Research Group. So my job is to minimize the impact of corporate money in politics, and to really do everything I can to make sure that our democracy is representative and that the voices of average citizens are being amplified above narrow special interests. Green Corps is incredibly important to me because it gave me direction. I always assumed in college that I would graduate and I'd take a 9-to-5 job. I would hope that I would like that job, but I would do most of my volunteering and my activism on the side. But what Green Corps taught me is that actually I can do activism and I can make the world a better place as a career. And first of all, I didn't even know that that was possible, so I was excited about that. But then Green Corps actually gave me the skills to be able to do that, and it helped to place me in a job that will give me a career path in doing this and will make this something that I can continue to do throughout my whole life. So thank you, Green Corps.